Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done already, click the subscribe button and follow me across all my social media platforms. Links are in the description box below. Also as well guys, I don't think I've asked this before, but if you guys could do that would be amazing. Share the video, or share the channel actually. Share the channel, it helps out a hell of a lot. And yeah, we're trying to get as much subscribers as humanly possible. So if you guys could do that, I'll be so grateful to you guys as well. And just tag me in wherever you guys do. Just tag me in, just so I can see as well. I can give you guys shout outs. You guys are doing your own things as well. Big you guys up. Boom. A couple of things I want to touch on in this video is YouTube boxing. Where the hell are we with regards to YouTube boxing? I'm going to talk about that a bit. I'm going to talk about the Hamza Shira situation with regards to Steve Gray. I don't think I've touched upon that this week. So it'll be good to talk about that one. And I'll be talking about the heavyweight scene and where we are with them, because we have a couple of little updates with regards to just the heavyweight scene. So well, it's actually good news from that part, but we'll get into it in a bit. I want to start off with YouTube boxing. Where are we with YouTube boxing, man? Because that was just that was in competition with professional boxing, and it was competing with them, and it was like they were the hardcore audience. Which, would I consider myself a hardcore boxing fan? I'm in between. But even so, I was looking at YouTube boxing thinking, right, if boxing don't get its stuff together, these YouTubers might take over, and it was looking like that way. Triller kept, jumped on the scene, and they were promoting big fights. Now with Triller, I don't know where they are. I think they're just about to go bust. It's looking quite peak. I know KSI signed a deal with Wasserman Group and Sky Sports, I think, but there's not been any show with regards to that. So where the hell are we? The only thing that's apparent is the Jake Paul scenario, and Jake Paul was supposed to fight Tommy Fury, but now fighting Tyron Woodley this weekend. To be fair, an announcement's going to come, not announcement, a reaction or preview, to be fair, is going to come out this Saturday. And then I'm going to do a reaction to that straight after the fight. Okay, so stay tuned to that one in particular. But I'm not super excited with regards to that fight. I've seen it before. It weren't great. So yeah. But a couple of good news with regards to the YouTube boxing scene. Hopefully Triller get back onto the scene, to be fair, and KSI. So if KSI gets on the scene, it's about to be a shutdown. But with regards to just a little bit of an update, Big Gibbo is actually returning back to the scene, so it'll be good to see him in his next fight. I know his last one was a bit more controversial, where he actually won the fight, but they scored it a draw, and that was on the same show that a lot of the YouTubers were being paid. So I think only 2 of the people got paid, and that was Gib and Deji got paid the dot that day. Everybody else didn't get paid, which is a bit alarming. I think all of the other YouTubers are taking that company to sport. I think that YouTuber versus TikTok event. It was that event, and those 2, the only ones that got paid, to my understanding. So it's good that Gibbo's coming back. It is also good that Deji's coming back. Deji was looking very poor in his last fight. He dressed up as Mike Tyson, but I do believe that if Deji goes with the right training, I think that he can be competitive, in my opinion. He almost beat Jake Paul. He really almost beat Jake Paul. It was just the conditioning that was the reason why he didn't beat him. But overall, I'm very happy that some of these guys are jumping back into the scene. And do you know what? If they're jumping back into the scene, I think KSI might promote these guys with Wasserman Group, and that might just start a whole new revolution. So hopefully next year it might be a good year for YouTube boxing. I like it as its own separate entity, because I like the people competing, because I grew up with some of these people like Deji and KSI, so it would be good for them to do something next year, especially in the UK, with some sort of production with KSI, etc. But that's just a little touch up on YouTube boxing. And this weekend I'm going to be doing a preview and a reaction, so stay tuned to that one and subscribe to the channel. Now with regards to the heavyweight scene, not a lot, but a couple of few updates. Okay, now Eddie Hearn, not AJ, but Eddie Hearn Actually, both of them, to be fair, have been in Dubai for different reasons. I think AJ was there just to light training and watching OD. Big up OD as well. I saw him the other day, so big him up. Eddie was in Dubai, and he was speaking with a few of the Dubai conglomerate, shall we say, or the leaders, in the possibility of staging an event for AJ versus USYK in Dubai. How do I feel about that? I don't think that's the best of moves, simply because, I mean, the only way it could be a good move is if the UK go into a lockdown, which is very much a possibility because cases are slightly going up with regards to the big C word. Football game, the Man United game the other day got cancelled, so it is a very much possibility that we could enter another lockdown here in the UK, which makes sense to go take that fight abroad, to fulfill that rematch obligation. The problem is that if that's not the case, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with going to Dubai, because this is where the base is, man. This is where he lost. Like, he is the leader of UK British boxing. Well, he's not the actual leader, but he's like the unofficial role model for UK British boxing. Okay, and I don't want it to be a case where every time he loses, he just pops off to another country to get his rematch and then comes back over with the belts and does the mandatories here. But when it comes to a bigger fight, he pops off back into some of the other territories. I don't want that to be the case. I want us to build a small, like a growth of, whether it will be in the US, the UK, Mexico, like those homegrown fighters in those countries, to build up that base right there, as opposed to just fighting in sort of the Bay areas like a Vegas or New York, etc. Because that's not going to grow British boxing if you do that, if that makes sense. So I don't necessarily agree with the whole Dubai scenario, but it does tell me that AJ is not stepping aside. And I think Eddie was talking about, if he doesn't receive an offer within the next 7 days, then we have to proceed in fighting Alexander Usyk. When he means offers, he's talking about a large, good, we're talking 40-50 million pound offer for AJ to step aside. So if that's not fulfilled, ain't happening, okay? And with Fury's team Fury's team would be the ones offering the step aside fee. They don't make anywhere near AJ, so it's a bit like, you don't have the facilities for that big man, okay? But that is a good thing, and on the other hand, it is a good thing in regards to the Dillian scenario, that he's going to get his mandatory shot. Because if AJ pops off and AJ decides to fight Usyk, there is no reason as to why Fury can't defend the mandatory belt. Other than the fact that he may just decide, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to retire. By then, which Dillian is the world title, he gets an automatic voluntary defense. His voluntary defense could be a unification belt, or it could be like against a bum, because Fury just managed to retire and Dillian hasn't been out for almost a year. Could be the case, but overall, I am happy that it's looking like the resolution is AJ, Usyk, Fury, Dillian. Let's get that over the line. Let's get those confirmed, announced, signed in the UK. To be fair, for AJ, in my opinion, I think it should be Ukraine, Kiev. Do that in my opinion. But then again, Vitaly Klitschko is the mayor of Kiev, so there could be some shenanigans going behind the scenes. That means that Usyk will be a little bit more treated, better. Plus the added factor of AJ whooping Vitaly's brother in the ring 2017 at Wembley. So I don't. A part of me says Kiev because that's Usyk's ground, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of things that are telling me, yeah, it's looking a bit mad. Germany is a good place to do it. Again, another good shout out. But hopefully AJ gets into the ring and his mindset is 100% A1. We don't know any news in regards to not mandatories or trainers, etc. But hopefully we get something over the next couple of days. When that's with regards to the heavyweight scene and heavyweight updates. Then the last thing I'm going to talk about. Let me drink my water because this one, I don't know how we're gonna just do this for regards to Hamza Shiraz. Okay, hold on. Hamza Shiraz. This is what's happened. Okay, for those of you guys who are unaware, let me just summarize it. He got knocked down he was fighting the other day against Bradley Skeet was fighting Hamza Shiraz. Okay, Hamza Shiraz, knocked down Bradley Skeet, and whilst he was on the floor, he hit him he gave him 3 punches to the head whilst he was on the floor, okay, which is illegal in boxing. You can't really do that, and if you do that, it's a disqualification. Okay, it's happened to Roy Jones Jr. Many fighters this has happened to particular. Okay, I think David Price happened to as well. It happened to a couple of people. Okay, now the referee didn't stop the fight or disqualify Hamza Shiraz. They just proceeded and to say, you got knocked down. We've got to waive the fight off and give I think was it a points winner, or a knockout. But regardless, because it was towards the back end of the fight when that happened, they just gave it. Yeah, it was a knockout. They gave the knockout to Hamza Shiraz. Now Bradley Skeet went to the board and told him, "Listen, bruv, like you can't do this, man. You can't, like, that's against the rules. I need my justice. Sort it out." The board said we're gonna set up a meeting. They set up the meeting. then they said, we couldn't come to any conclusion. We need another meeting with the referee. Like, they should have had that to begin with. So I don't know what happened there, but regardless, they had the meeting with the referee. Yeah, everyone in their right mind is thinking it's a disqualification. Like, say on the record, it's going to become a disqualification, and then they're going to have a rematch to sort it out. Cool, no problem. Referee goes into the meeting. Referee comes out of the meeting. The board released a statement. Yep, we are happy with what the referee said, and that's it. We're happy with what the referee said, and I think we support his decision with regards to scoring a knockout or not stopping that fight. Hold on a minute. Hold on. You lot finna tell me you watched the same thing that I was watching? Him getting punched up 3 times in the head whilst being on the floor. Okay, which is you can't do that. It's illegal. But the referee's explanation was sufficient. I want to know what the referee said. Think about it. If you lot got the transcript, let me know, because he's in the wrong business. He should be a salesman. He should sell houses, cars, bloody anything, man, or legal. Okay, don't do drugs, kids. But he should be a salesman, because I'm telling you, what he did in that meeting room, he was banned to rights. And this wasn't the first time. This is the second time. Okay, earlier this year, I believe. I think it was earlier this year. It was the end of last year. Okay, the year's gone so fast. It's been a madness. But a trainer who is the father of the fighter who was in the ring. Okay, it's a father-son trainer relationship. The son was fighting, was getting beaten up. The dad threw in the towel. Okay, the referee, Steve Gray, picked up the towel, threw it back out again, and just pretended it just carried on. I was like, and then I think he got a telling off for that. Okay, but regardless, it's not a good look for British boxing if this kind of stuff keeps sliding. And speaking about British boxing, do you know the Olympics? Well, according to reports, okay, allegedly, because it hasn't been confirmed, so I can't really say it 100%. But apparently, Olympic boxing in the year 2028 in LA, the LA Olympics, it's not on the list of sports that can compete. and the Olympic team said that it's because of corruption, refereeing, lack of governance, all the kind of stuff I've been saying. Okay, this does not help, man. This is not helping. You know what? It's probably good, man. It's probably good. Okay, because now all of the promoters have now lost money because of, the fighters like AJ and these sort of fighters that come from the Olympics with huge profiles. You could turn around and say, wow, let's just snap this guy up and build everything around him. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. Well, after 2028, you can't do that. So there has to be some level of governance, and the British Boxing Board of Control needs to take a look at themselves. Yeah, I think there's going to be a further case in regards to that, but yeah, some people say, shout out Peter McDonough. He says British Boxing Board out of control. Yeah, and this just summarizes it as a whole. But nevertheless, I do hope that Bradley Skeet gets his not revenge, but gets his justice, because he deserves it. Okay, it's a sad reality, but it is what it is. Okay, but anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Also tomorrow, I might do a reaction to the Chisora Parker press conference, if that is any good. If that's not, we're gonna sack it. But hopefully that is good. I think there's a media workout at the moment. We take a look at Chisora, see how he's doing. Let me just check a look. Is he there? How is he looking? I haven't really seen him in the ring yet. So yeah. Nevertheless, stay tuned to see the next video. Peace, love, and prosperity, and I'm gonna see you guys in a bit. Peace.